welcome to our special two-part streaming safari today. So we are doing claws and feathers. As always, we want to start off by saying thank you so much to anyone who's donated. Actually, this post here is a donation post, so there is a link attached where you can donate straight to us on this post. But you can also always go to our website at lionhabitatraNch.org and donate there. Or always add us on Amazon Smile. Every little bit that they donate to us really adds up and helps us out. So if you haven't added us to your Amazon Smile yet, please do so. That helps a lot. So thank you guys for donating. Please continue to do so. We are still shut down for now, so we are not open to the public and we're not getting those regular admissions that we get in. So we really appreciate any amount that you guys can throw our way to help us out. So thank you so much for that. I don't know if you guys can hear me on the mic right now, but I am wearing the microphone because we are testing our new sound system. So we're working on a lot of improvements around the ranch while we are shut down. We're trying to get everything all awesome for you guys when you get to come back and see us. So we're working on testing out our mic today so that you can hear me as we walk around the property, because we are doing a little bit of an adventure today. So we're going to start off talking about Ringo, but we're actually going to hit up a couple of our animals today and talk about different adaptations they have. Different features that are unique to each kind of animal. So we're going to start off with Ringo here. Ringo's going to walk around with us and be a nice little tour guide. So Ringo is a blue and gold macaw. And you can see birds have unique features, parrots especially. So one thing that makes parrots unique is their hooked beak. So you can see he's got that nice curve in his beak. That helps him not only open nuts, because they are really strong, so that beak can snap into even Brazil nuts, which if you've ever had a Brazil nut, are nice and strong. And it also helps them climb around because they use their beak as a third hand. So they will use that beak to hook onto things because of that nice curved shape and swing around. Because in their environment, they're in a lot of trees and on a lot of cliff sides, they need to be able to hold on and they need to be able to forage for the type of food they eat, which are seeds and nuts and plants and things. Same thing with their feet. So parrots actually have zygodactyl feet. I know we talked about, if you guys caught our parrot feet video, our bird feet video, we talked about how parrots have zygodactyl feet. So they have 2 toes in the front and 2 toes in the back. Those are feet for climbing. So just like his beak helps him climb on the cliffs and in the trees, so do his feet. So it's really important for parrots to have good beaks and good feet and also nice wings. We have a question.
So we noticed a construction worker on the background. What are you guys doing?
Absolutely. So just like we're working on our sound system, we are also working on our social distancing guidelines, because when we do open back up, we're not able to open up right now in phase 1, but we are following the roadmap to recovery. Thank you, Denise. So that we are trying to follow each of those stages. So when we are able to open up and safely open up for you guys to come back and see us, we want to make sure we stay to those social distancing guidelines. So we are adding in all of this nice pink on the ground. So you can see that with any of our little lines, I don't know if Denise can show you, there you go. In between are 6 feet, and we have some walkways. So we kind of added a road down the middle of our thing so you can stay on one side or the other. So we're just trying to make it so it's nice and safe. Question.
We just want to say thank you, Michelle Rush, for your donation. Every little bit helps. Thank you so much for your donation.
Yes, thank you. Ringo says thank you. Right, Ringo? All right, so Ringo, you want to show me your wings? Beautiful. Good job, bud. So you can see parrots have wings. Birds need to be able to fly. It's how they get away. They are prey animals, and it's how they get away from predators. So they need all of those feathers and their nice wings so that they can fly away and be safe from any predators that are trying to get them. They also need to be able to travel far. If they can't find food in their area, they need to be able to fly far away and find the food somewhere else. So that is Ringo's adaptation. So what you guys, I want you to do while we're, turning my volume down on my phone, while we are going around and talking about all of these different animals and their adaptations, I want you guys to kind of be thinking about what animals need to survive. We also have construction going on outside of the ranch, so if you hear any honking or any of that fun noise, that's going on next door to us. They're doing more construction near us. So while you guys are thinking about all of these adaptations and different things animals need, because what we're doing today is you guys are going to make up your own animal. So think about what kind of adaptations you like from all the animals you've seen today so you can make your own animal at the end of this. So let's go ahead. We talked about Ringo. Let's head over and talk about some tortoises. So we're going to be careful of our web paint. And we have Keeper Robert with Spike and Bulldog here.
Hello guys, it's nice of you to join us. This is a sulcata tortoise. He's got some of his breakfast still on him. Right now I'm giving him some romaine lettuce as a treat. We're going to talk about some of the things that make them unique and the adaptations that they use to survive in the wild. The main thing you guys might notice is this hard shell he has on him. This is basically his mobile house. He takes it around with him wherever he goes, and it protects him from predators. There's also a special unique feature that it does for him is it allows him to absorb heat properly. It's kind of like a giant solar panel.
I think we have a question.
Sure.
Can he stick his head all the way in his shell? Can he come out of his shell?
This is about the extent of him coming out of his shell. Like, he does have arms and legs. You can see in the front down here. There is a plate on the bottom, put a plaster on, and there's a horn in the front of this, and he can stick his head all the way inside to protect himself, and this horn helps protect his face. It gets kind of rough for males, so they use this horn actually to fight each other, and they try to shove it into the shells of other males. Other than that, there's not much that could hurt a tortoise once they're protected inside, because you can see his arms here. They have nice, huge scales on them, and those scales act like armor plating that is kind of like doors that block the front of his shell. If you guys could see, he has a nice, sharp beak, and that beak he's using to cut this lettuce. It's actually very sharp and very powerful. It could cut me if I'm not careful. So there's two adaptations he has. This is his beak. It allows him to cut his food. It allows him to start that early process of digestion by cutting it up into small pieces. The shell that helps him absorb UV and protect him. And there's also another one is, if you guys could see his tongue, let me see if I can scoot him back a little bit for you guys. Their tongues are actually very special. They're soft and coated with a really thick slime, which allows them to eat cactus. And cactus has a lot of barbs and thorns on them, so their tongue is coated very special with this type of saliva that allows them to not get stabbed by the thorns on a cactus. And this is a sulcata tortoise. He's the third largest type of tortoise in the world. They're commonly found in the pet trade. They're around like this big when you get them, and they end up about 2 to 3 times this size. So they get very large, very fast. They could dig about 10 feet overnight. You don't want a 10-foot tunnel in your backyard overnight, so try not to get these guys in the pet trade. Don't buy them. Thank you guys.
Perfect. So we learned about birds and their wings and their feet and their beaks, and we've learned about tortoises and their nice hard shells and their mouths and what they need to survive. So now we're going to head over and check out, we are the Lion Habitat Ranch, so we are going to check out one of our lions. So I'm sure you guys have seen Bentley before. Bentley is one of our star lions here. Everyone loves him. So we're going to see if we can get Keeper Caroline to talk about Bentley. Question.
We do want to thank Zennifer, and forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, Zennifer Gale for your donation. Thank you very much.
You did very well. That's my mom, Zennifer Gale. Thanks, Mom. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get Keeper Caroline to talk about Bentley and some of his adaptations.
Hi guys, nice to see you again. As you can see, Bentley, he's here behind me while I sit here at the Jeep. So lions are actually really well adept to living in places like Africa. So obviously that big size of his makes him really well equipped to take down bigger prey items like zebras and gazelles versus maybe your smaller cats at home, or obviously meant for smaller prey. One really unique adaptation that lions have is that mane. Only the males have the manes. It's a really good way to tell boys versus girls in the wild, but that actually serves a couple purposes. That mane helps protect the male's neck from when they actually fight, because male lions like to fight. It's just a simple fact. So that actually helps protect their neck, so that way they don't get seriously injured, because your neck's a little important to have in the wild. It also shows off how big and mature a male can be. So it shows off how kind of manly they are, and the females can look at that mane and be like, oh, you would be a good dad to my kids. So it's good that Bentley has a nice mane, as you can see. Hi, bud. Good job. You can see right here, if you can see his foot right there, they actually have soft pads. Now, if lions had hooves like horses did, they would not get any food, because they would be way too loud when they went to run after their prey. They have nice soft feet, so that way they are nice and sneaky. They're nice and quiet when they stalk through the brush, so that way they're not making excessive noise, and then they can get up real close and make sure that they can get their prey. Let's see what other cool adaptations they are. So lions are this nice like plain tan color, because in the wild of Africa it wouldn't be too much of an advantage to be colorful. It would be better if they blended into their environment, so that way when they stalk their prey through the tall grass, it just looks like they're part of the grass as well. Yeah, good job. He's pressed up against the glass right now, so you can't tell. I have a question.
What about their tails? Do I have anything unique about their tails?
So their tails are unique. Lions are the only cat with a tuft at the end of it. Unfortunately, it's gonna slowly come into frame at some point. It has a tuft at the end of it, and it's kind of a way to tell cat versus grass, because like I said, they're stalking their prey through the grass, and so it's hard for them to even see each other. So that tail is a good way of being like, oh, that's my friend over there, that's not just another stalk of tall grass that I'm walking past. So it's just kind of like a flag to be like, hey, I'm here, guys. So, and that's one. Oh, we have another question.
Do lions talk at all?
They do talk. So lions, I was just about to say, are the only social cats. So Bentley here is by himself, but we do have plenty of cats that like living with each other. They like to live in groups called prides, where it's mostly females and a male, and they work together to hunt. And obviously one thing to be social is that you have to talk to each other. So lions roar, they call to see where their pride is, and also to scare off other prides from their territory. So it's a pretty cool sound. We'll probably hear Bentley call after he's done with his snack right now. So what else is cool about you, Bentley? Yeah. One really cool, oh, there's another question.
Do you want to talk about maybe the black lining around their faces for predators or anything like that?
So you really can't see his ears right now, but there's usually some markings on their ears, so that way predators of lions can't tell that they're stalking behind. It kind of scares them, because then they think, oh, there might be eyes looking at me. Because when you're a predator, you actually want to be really sneaky. So another question. All the questions.
What's he trying to catch?
What he's trying to catch. So my coworker Cameron over there is throwing Bentley some nice snacks right now. He's getting meat. That's one thing about cats, is that they are strict carnivores. They can only eat meat. So Cameron's doing a real good job throwing this meat, so that way Bentley wants to stay behind me on this platform, so that way you guys can see him up close. What else is so cool about you, bud? All right.
We got his mane, we got his claws and his tail, right? All right. So I think we can head over to do our activity now. So we'll head over this direction to our table. If I could get some lovely assistance. Nobody else in a second. We'll walk over. So you guys heard about all of the different adaptations. We talked about birds and how they have feathers and they have wings and beaks and feet that help them climb and find their food and get away from predators. We talked about tortoises and how they have protection with a hard shell that keeps them away from predators, and that nice saliva in their mouth and how they're able to keep protected from the food that they eat. Excuse me. Swallowed wrong there a little bit. So, and we talked about lions and how their manes protect them. So we do have a lot of protection aspects that animals want to stay safe. So so we just want to make sure that we know that their manes are keeping them nice and protected, and their teeth and their claws are what help them hunt, because unlike our other animals we talked about, they're predators. So these guys are prey, lions are predators. So what you guys are gonna do, so I have a couple coworkers here that are gonna maintain their social distancing by staying at either end of this table. Robert's gonna stay on one side, and it's hot. I think we're gonna have Cameron sit on the other side. So maybe Cameron, if you want to sit on this side, that would probably be better. You guys can stay 6 feet apart, and I'll stand over here. All right. So they're just going to. You guys are gonna draw. We have Actually, does somebody want to use the clay? We have some clay. Who's feeling adventurous? So whatever you guys have at home, you can use. So if you have pencils and markers and crayons, you can draw your animal. If you have clay or Play-Doh or something like that, you can build your animal. Question?
This is going to be similar to their very first streaming safari, but we're just kind of building onto it. So it's not just birds. You'll be able to build onto it to make it whatever kind of animal you want, whether it lives in the sea, whether it likes to spend a lot of time in the air, whether it lives on land. It's up to you, whatever adaptations you want to make and what kind of animal you want to make.
Yeah, so, but you definitely want to make sure what adaptations you have in there. So whatever you are drawing, whatever kind of animal, you're going to make it up. So maybe you want to have, you like that lions have that nice thick mane and they can keep safe from other animals trying to attack their neck. So you're going to make something nice, thick hair kind of mane around your animal's neck. But you liked that birds have wings and they can fly. So maybe you want to give your animal some wings as well as a mane. Question.
Could you do like a made-up animal, like a Gryffindor?
You could absolutely.
Or Gryffindor.
A Gryffindor. A Griffin. I know what you're at. So, yeah, you could do a made-up animal. Actually, one of my favorites is the questing beast from the Once and Future King. So, yeah, you can definitely. You want to add if you are what's the other one that has the
Onward?
The lion and the.
Oh, I don't know.
Sphinx.
The Sphinx?
Yeah. There we go. All right. So yeah, whatever kind of animal you want to do, you want to mix it up. It doesn't have to be a real animal. We're making a fake animal here. Because what we're going to do is you guys are going to draw your animal with its different adaptations, and I want you to save this animal.
For
so you're
tomorrow.
going to hold on to it until tomorrow, yep, because we're going to use our animal for our activity tomorrow. So whichever animal you decide to make, don't lose it before you check in with us tomorrow. Question.
Reveal this today?
It's another thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you to Lois for your donation. We appreciate that as well. And again, Michelle Rush and Xanifer, your mom.
Yes, thank you all. That's super helpful. Robert, you had something you wanted to share?
We're not showing this today.
No, we're going to show
You're
it.
going to show yours today. We just need to keep yours because you guys need to use it tomorrow too. So. All right, so let's see what they've got going on so far.
All right, so I'm not a great artist, so try to bear with me. I'm very partial to the primates, so it's almost a near perfect animal to begin with. They've been around for millions of years. But I wanted to try to make them a little more sustainable because with humans and stuff and approaching their territory and habitat loss and poaching in general. So I want like a primate type animal, so I kind of drew like a chimp with larger eyes so it could have better vision and larger ears for better hearing. Its hands are a little larger so it could be more mobile. Is my interpretation and my adaptations that I wanted to give to a primate to help it survive better in the wild.
Awesome. So, yeah, and don't be so hard on yourself. It looks lovely. Same thing with you guys. So
Don't laugh at it.
none of our animals have to be perfect. That's the best thing about art is that it's an interpretation. It's what we're making. So if you don't think it's perfect, that's okay. Because that's why we keep doing art. Because then we can keep changing whatever we're making.
All right.
All right, Cameron, what you got going on?
My animal is what I like to call a macaw shark. Now, the reason
it.
why
I
I
love
call
it
it a
already.
macaw shark, if you see the colors on there, this shark likes to use these colors to really trick fish and lure them in. The colors are very attractable, and they make any other prey species that the shark actually likes to eat and be attracted towards it, and then the shark takes it down. Now, also too, it has a beak just like a macaw. That helps it break through a lot of harder tissues, like through sea turtles or through the coral reef, because that is one of its prey species. It's also a very smart shark. It has a very high IQ, just like a macaw does. So this is a very apex predator that will be coming to an ocean near you.
I love it. Very nice. I am particular to macaws, so I'm all about Cameron's choice there. And actually what he was talking about with the bright colors, that is another adaptation these guys have. Because they do have such bright colors, they blend in with the bright flowers from where they're from. And they actually have a unique feature where, because if there's a lot of them with those bright colors, they'll all take off at once. I believe it's called a pandemonium when they do that. That's an airplane. And it confuses their predators because there's a sea of flashy colors flying away. So, question?
Yeah. Are we going to see Ozzy today?
So unfortunately, we were going to include Ozzy in our adaptation because, as you know, giraffes have some really cool adaptations. They are the only animal that is quite that tall, and they can reach really tall leaves. And we've talked a lot about Ozzy's really cool features before, like his prehensile tongue, which is nice and long and reaches leaves. Oh, I got louder. But unfortunately, because of all the construction and things we're doing today, it was a little bit too loud over on that side, and you guys wouldn't have been able to hear us. So we avoided Ozzy today, but don't worry. We'll have Ozzy stuff soon. We know he's a favorite.
Maybe we'll post a video later today.
Oh, maybe that could be our video we post today. Very cool. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please, share all of your animals in the comments. We always want to see what you guys are doing because this is why we do it. We want you guys to participate with us. We really like it when you guys tune in and you enjoy our activities. So if you made an animal, please share it in the comments and hold on to it for tomorrow. He does not want to leave. He's going to stay with me. So
It's like, no.
there you go. He's going to take him off where he's a little bit cooler because we're getting a little bit hot in the sun here. So thank you guys for tuning in. Share your animals, and thank you again everybody who donated today on this post and anyone who's been donating to us. That's really important. It's what's keeping us surviving here, and it's keeping all of our animals fed and happy. So thank you for all of your donations. Again, this does have links so you can donate straight to this post. You can also add our Amazon Smile account or go to our website, lionhabitatranch.org, where also, speaking of Ozzy, there's Ozzy paintings for sale. That's also a good way to help us out. So, sorry?
Mother's Day.
Oh, yes, Mother's Day gifts. Good one, Denise. That's true. Mother's Day is coming up. So thanks for donating, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. And yeah, so Mother's Day is, I know my mom already has an Ozzy painting, so she probably really enjoys that. So yeah, if your mom wants an Ozzy painting, it's a perfect time for buying some giraffe paintings. Thank you guys for all of your support, and thanks for continuing to check in. And again, if you aren't sharing, if you're not able to give us any money, that's okay too. You can always share our posts. We really appreciate that as well. So thank you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow for part 2. Keep your animals.